was admitted into the audience of the Prophet, PBUH, with his hands tied to his neck with a rope. In audacious defiance, he declared obstinate enmity to the Prophet, PBUH, but admitted that Allah's will was to be fulfilled and added that he was resigned to his fate. He was ordered to sit down and was beheaded on the spot. Only one woman of the Jews was killed because she had killed a Muslim warrior by flinging a grinding stone upon him. A few elements of the enemy embraced Islam and their lives, wealth and children were spared. As for the spoils of the war, the Prophet, PBUH, divided them, after putting a fifth aside, in accordance with Allah's injunctions. 3 shares went to the horsemen and 1 to the infantry fighter. Women captives were sent to not to be bartered with horses and weaponry. For himself, the Prophet, PBUH, selected Rayhana bint Amr bin Kanaka, manumitted, and married her in the year 6 Hijri. She died shortly after the farewell pilgrimage, and was buried in al-Baqi ibn Hisham 245. Taqafuum al-Attar p.12. After the war with Banu Qurayza had been settled and they had been defeated, Sa'd bin Mu'adh's wish was gratified and he gave his last breath. In response to his supplication, Aisha, narrated that Sa'd's wounds began to bleed from the front part of his neck while he was in his tent which the Prophet, PBUH, had pitched for him in the mosque so that he would be in close proximity in order to inquire about and watch his well-being closely. The people were not scared, except when the blood flowed toward them, and in the mosque along with Sa'd's tent, there was the tent of Banu Ghafar. They said, O people of the tent, what is it that is coming to us from you? Lo! It was Sa'd's wound that was bleeding and he died thereon. Sahih al-Bukhari 2591 Jabir narrated that the Messenger of Allah, PBUH, had said, the throne of the compassionate shook for the death of Sa'd bin Mu'adh. Sahih al-Bukhari 1536, Sahih Muslim 2294, Jami at-Tirmidhi 2225, when his bier was carried. At-Tirmidhi said, the hypocrites alleged it was too light. The Messenger of Allah, PBUH, retorted, the angels are carrying him. In the process of the size laid to Banu Qurayza, one man of the Muslims, Khalid bin Suwaid, was killed when a woman of the Jews dropped the grinding stone on him, and another, Abu Shinan bin Misan, the brother of Ukasha, died. Abu Lubaba stayed tied for 6 nights. His wife used to untie him at prayer times and then he tied himself again to the pole. One early morning, Allah the All-Forgiving revealed a verse to the Messenger of Allah, PBUH, to the effect that Allah had turned to Abu Lubaba with forgiveness. The Muslims rushed to release him, but he insisted that the Messenger of Allah, PBUH, himself do it. And this was done shortly before the morning prayer.